Good morning, everyone. This is Srikant, Rajan, and welcome back to the MPI Invest podcast on the market every day. In fact, we meet every day at 8:15 a.m. with this market podcast on all trading days to discuss about the market and make us money together. Well, now coming to the market, yesterday was a holiday for the Indian market because of Guru Nanak Jayanti, and the global markets were still on. And if you look at what happened in the US market in last 2 days, that's something which is very important. Of course, we will talk about that a little while later after we discuss on what happened day before yesterday when the market in India was open. So, of course, we could see the Indian market actually open with the gap up, and from there we could see a continuous fall till the first half of the day. But then the second half was extremely amazing. We could see yet another big rise, and we could see the market actually going up and closing flat at almost the same position where it was opened. So that means after the gap up, it came down all the way, and from there it again rose back and closed almost close to where it opened. So it closed just above 18,200, which is actually a very good sign. And naturally, like we've been discussing, it is the natural power powered by FIIs, the foreign institutions, that has actually given the power to Nifty. So in fact, on Monday also we could see the market actually bought by the FIIs. FIIs have bought for almost 2,000 crores, while the DIAs have booked profit for almost 1,000 crore. So the FIIs have continued to buy in the Indian market, and that's something really amazing. And of course, we had kind of anticipated this, as we discussed in the Sunday meeting at MPA family. So this is not a surprise, I would say, but then yes, it's a great thing as of now. But then, of course, one important thing that I need to tell you is the kind of results that's been coming out. So SBIN actually came out with good results. So State Bank of India, the results were really good, and we could see the stock actually rallying up. Though it could not sustain the high, but finally it still closed about 3%. So that was something really good. It actually created an all-time high as well. So naturally, there was a lot of power in the PSU bank sector. Bank of Baroda also came with good results. So that also was rallying on Monday. And entirely the PSU bank sector is something that actually led the rally in the market, I would say, majorly powered by SBI. Apart from that, if you look at, we could also see the metal stocks kind of doing well, and we could also see, the auto sector also kind of doing well. So these are three sectors actually which led the rally on Monday. But then the sectors which have actually not joined the rally yet is, of course, the Reliance, the private banks, and of course the IT sector. Yes, IT sector is still not performing because of the weakness in the US. But then, in the last few days, there has been many news coming in from the US about the different companies, cutting down on their manpower. Like Meta has already planned to cut down. Twitter, after Elon Musk took over Twitter, has actually planned to cut down a massive number of manpower. And yesterday Disney came up with results, and they also were bad, and they were also planning to cut down manpower. So overall, Amazon also has given a weak guidance for the next quarter. So all these things is actually now actually creating a recession fear in the market in the US. So that means the economy in the US is actually going to slow down, and if that slows down, this could be, like we discussed, not great for economy, but then probably great for the market, because the Federal Reserve might actually consider a slight be more I would say concentrate in interest rate hikes, and that can be a positive for the market. And because of that hope, we could actually see the US markets actually trying to rebound. So in the last 2 days, they have actually closed in a small green, though not a big green, I would say. It was a small green, but then since it's an oversold situation right now in the US, any small good news could actually trigger a big rally in the US. So that's something that could be expected. And if that happens, we could see the entire global market trying to recover. And if that happens, Indian market can even yes, break 18,600. So that also could be on the cards. So that's something that needs to be seen. Unless something really bad comes up, I would say I don't think 18,000 would ever be broken right now in Indian market, at least for the next few months. So that's something which is looking really positive. So I'm anticipating the markets to actually do well. So probably we could see some power coming in by this month, and December is generally a slightly weak month, and generally things can go down. But November is something that we need to watch carefully. So that's something very exciting, I would say, right now. And if at all 18,600 is broken, and if we have a weekly close above 18,600, then that can actually lead higher, even to even 18,700 or 800 as well. So that's something that needs to be watched. So naturally, things are kind of, of course, this won't happen in a single jhatka, that just starts going up and rallies further. No. So it could happen in stages. It could have some ups and downs, but that's a part of a market. But then, don't be surprised if actually Nifty hits all-time high soon. So that's something that needs to be watched out. So apart from that, if you look at, the important results that actually came in all these last 2 days, majorly, of course, Coal India. So Coal India, we were expecting good results, and that exactly was what happened. The results are really good. Amazing results came in, and we could actually see some positivity in the Coal India right now. I would say it's already been on an all-time high, right? If you see the past few weeks, and probably it could actually still continue. However, there might be some small profit booking that would kick in, so that's something to be watched out. Apart from that, Jubilant Foods also came out with the results. They were decent results, I would say. They are improving, and that can be seen good. And we are already invested in Jubilant Foods, so that should be good enough for us. Apart from that, we could see a decent result that actually came in Policy Bazaar, I would say. Policy Bazaar, actually, the results were actually bad. The losses actually widened. But then, why I say it is decent is because the losses have actually been because of the major ESOPs that has been given to the employees. And that is going to cut down by, almost half in the next quarter. So that could be actually a good thing. Probably we could see already Policy Bazaar has actually hit a base, I would say. So I'm actually closely watching Policy Bazaar to see when things can be good. So in fact, the revenue has been growing for a Policy Bazaar, but then the profitability is at downward trend, majorly because of the ESOPs and sorry. So ESOPs and the kind of spending that they've been doing in acquiring customers. So revenue has definitely been good, and especially India being a nascent market for the insurance business. So they actually would have the first entry benefit. So definitely Policy Bazaar is a good stock, but then we just have to ensure that it hits a bottom somewhere and starts recovering. Only then probably we can enter. So that's another stock that is in the watch. Now, the next important result that came was Paytm. So bad news for Paytm holders. One, the Paytm results were bad in terms of profit. The profit, sorry, I would say it is loss. The loss actually widened, and revenue, of course, has grown good in Paytm. So that is something I would say a small positive there. But apart from that, the negative for Paytm is soon this next few days we are expecting Paytm and Policy Bazaar. Both of these have their expiry date on November 15th for Policy Bazaar and November 18th for Paytm. So these are 2 days where the expiry of the holding of anchor investors is actually happening. So the day these expiry happens, they are they have the ability to offload their shares in the market. And if any big holders actually think of offloading their shares, then we could see a big fall in Paytm and Policy Bazaar. And this is not just for Policy Bazaar and Paytm, but also this is applicable to Nykaa and Delivery as well. So we all know Delivery is another stock that we've been planning an entry, but then after all this is what we can plan. So for Delivery, the date is November 24th, and for Nykaa, it is November 10th. But for the only difference between Nykaa, Paytm, Delivery and Policy Bazaar is that among these 4 companies, Nykaa is profitable. Yes. So Nykaa is the only profitable company. All other 3 companies are in a loss. So that means, of course, they've got huge potential for future, but then they are presently in a loss. So comparatively, I see more growth opportunity for Nykaa right now. And if the anchor investors also see that and they don't offload those much shares as much as others, then probably, this can actually take care of. So for people probably who are thinking what is all these things, anchor investor and holding, so let me try to actually make a video on that. That would probably give you more clarity on that. So these are stocks we watch right now. As of now, you just understand that major decision on buying and these stocks can be only done after these dates, which I had mentioned earlier. So if you have missed the dates, just rewind and just go through the dates again. However, I don't think we have any holdings apart from Nykaa in our community. So we should not be bothering. Of course, there are some members who have actually taken the IPO of Paytm. So those members, of course, do watch out this thing, right? So, definitely Paytm is a good company, and probably or very, very long term things may recover, but then if we had to exit, it was a long time back that we could have exited. But then, if you're still holding it, then I would say probably continue to hold would be the way right now. So apart from that, if you look at the important results today, of course, the auto sector would be in focus because Tata Motors is coming out with the results. So it's very important to see how things are because Tata Motors, the profitability also includes their global markets. So if you look at global markets, China is one of the biggest markets for Tata Motors, I would say, for Land Rover Jaguar. So, that is something which is very important because China economy is down. The sales of Land Rover Jaguar across has been on the negative side in China. So with that, what would be the impact on the results of Tata Motors? That is something that needs to be watched. So in fact, if you look at the past few weeks, Tata Motors have been continuously rallying. And, again, probably we could see some profit booking coming in there. So that needs to be watched on the profitability side. Of course, Tata Motors will continue to report a loss, but will the loss be lesser than the last quarter? That needs to be watched right now. So, of course, that's an important result to be watched. Apart from that, we have many other companies coming out of result, which is not, I would say, a major thing. So, as of now, I would say the Nifty is actually trading slightly higher. SGX Nifty is trading slightly higher. It is trading close to 18,400 on the SGX Nifty, which could mean probably an opening of almost 18,300 in Indian market. And that still would be almost 100 point higher than what we closed on Monday. So will this sustain because the major block of 18,200 is broken? Will that sustain because the next important resistance for Nifty is at 18,360. If 18,360 is broken, then I don't think there's any other resistance till 18,600. So that's something that needs to be watched out. And if things go well, we should actually expect. If 360 is broken, then definitively we will be seeing 18,600 soon. But if 350 is not broken and seen as a resistance, because last time also it has come close to 18,360 and then it started falling down. So that's an important level to be watched right now. So I would say we will not be going on an aggressive call side selling on the gold club because of this. But of course, we never know. Things can actually turn either way for the market. So we have a balanced strategy that we always do. We all know that. So we should be actually having some decent profit again. By the way, in gold club, we are already sitting with 1% profit. So would not be going for an aggressive trade right now. Let's see how the market turns. And this is a situation where market can turn any side. So that's something that we need to be cautious about. So that's it from my side. Looking forward to these important levels. On the downside, I would say 18,200 would be a good support. I would say the entire zone from 18,150 to 18,200 would be important support. And on the higher side, 18,300 to 18,360 can be an important resistance. So these are levels to be watched for today. I don't expect big movements today. I would say more of a sideways to I would say more of flat to sideways market is what I'm expecting or anticipating in the market for today. Let's see how the market turns. So with that, of course, looking forward to yet another expiry tomorrow. And with the expiry tomorrow, we can expect volatility in the market, but then we might see a flat close. That's something that we can, I am anticipating. So with that, definitely looking forward to a great day and a great week ahead. We've just got, 3 more days, today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow for the closing of this week. And I'm sure we should come out with some decent profit this week as well. So with that, this is Srikant signing out. But before we leave, do remember to press the like button because that, of course, motivates us. And if you love the content that we share, do share this with your friends and relatives. That helps them learn and invest together with us. Goodbye. Have a great day again.